Boys and girls watching, today I want to tell you about something so exciting. Water. You're probably like, water, Mrs. Stewart, that's not exciting. Well, it can be. So I want to tell you about it. Have you ever gone to the beach? You have, haven't you? Boys and girls watching, maybe you live where there's not a beach, and maybe you haven't gone to the beach before, or maybe you live right near a beach. We have a beautiful beach here in Pensacola. Now, when you go to the beach and you go swimming in the water, and sometimes you get that water in your mouth, does it taste very good? Yeah. No, it doesn't. That ocean water or that sea water, it's kind of salty, isn't it? Now, God did not really make it for people to drink that salty seawater. Now, the fish can drink it, and the sea creatures can drink it, but not people. It kind of gets salty, and it tastes really bad in our mouth, doesn't it? But God gave us other ways to be able to drink and have good water for our bodies. So I want to talk to you about some water today, different kinds of water today. Now, we have things like rivers, don't we? Rivers, and those are not salty. The river isn't salty, the pond isn't salty, but you necessarily wouldn't really want to drink pond water, but the fishes that live in the pond can, but it's just different. It's not going to be salty like the ocean is. But you can drink the water that's in the river, but what you'd want to do is have it filtered. Maybe at your house you have a refrigerator that you can go to, and you can put a cup up to the refrigerator and out comes some water, and that's usually filtered water, and it takes all the bad yucky stuff out of the water so that you can drink it. Maybe you have a special container that mommy fills and it's inside your refrigerator that helps take care of all that yucky stuff too. But let's talk a little bit about water today. Now, have you ever seen mommy? Now, I don't have an oven here or a stove that I could do this, but have you ever seen mommy, maybe she's making some spaghetti or pasta, and you see, remember we don't touch the stove, but you see that it's hot because it's red, the coils are red, and you see the pot, and what's usually coming out? Steam. The steam. The steam is the water, and what's it doing? It's coming out, and it's doing something. It's steaming because it's so hot. And what it's doing, it's going out into the air, and then all of a sudden it just evaporates, which means it's going to disappear. That water turns from the liquid that you see. This is liquid. This is water. And then when it gets hot, really hot, boiling water, it's going to start steaming, and then it evaporates. Evaporates. I can't say that word right now. Evaporates. Now, let me show you what I mean. Watch. I'm going to squirt this thing right here with water. I'm going to squirt my chalkboard with water. Now, I'm going to just go like this so it doesn't get all over our charts and stuff. But if you notice, in just a few minutes or a few seconds, it's going to start to disappear because it's going to evaporate. See, it's already starting to disappear because that's how God made it. It's just going to disappear. It's not going to stay wet. Just like when it rains, it doesn't just stay there forever and ever and ever. All of a sudden, you'll see it starts to dry up because it's evaporating. See how it's starting to disappear right now? In just a few seconds, it'll all be completely gone, and it'll be just like our chalkboard again. You won't even see the water anymore. But I want to show you something. Right here, let's see who could come and feel this right here. Lucia, come and feel it. Feel the cup on the outside. Don't put your hands inside. But how does it feel? Does that feel cold or warm? Tell your friends, how does that feel? Warm. It feels warm, doesn't it? Now, inside it's really hot, but this cup on the outside makes it so you can hold it because it would be too hot if I try to put it in something like this and try to hold it. So now I want to show you something. Do you see this? Now you come and hold this, feel this one, and tell me what it feels like because you felt this one, feel this one. Tell your friends, turn around and tell them what that feels like. Cold. It's cold water. The cold water we could just drink, couldn't we? We could. Now, look right here. What is this? Ice. Ice. This is solid. This is solid water. Do you see that? Ice is solid. What is it? Solid. It's solid. That's right. This is liquid. This one is liquid, and this one is solid. Now, what do you think would happen? Now, I'm going to pour a little bit of this in there, and hopefully it won't melt the cup. But what would you think would happen if I took this cold ice, the solid water, and stuck it in this cup? What do you think is going to happen? It's cold. Do you see it? What do you think is going to happen? It would make it a little bit cold, but what do you think is going to happen to that ice? And yes, it's going to disappear. Do you see that one piece is already starting to get small? And this piece is going to disappear. It's already starting to get really, really small. And pretty soon, There will not be any ice in it at all because it's going to just melt, and it's going to be cold. It's going to melt. What's it going to do? Melt. It's going to get melt. Now, do you know how, you want to know where the rain comes from? Where do you think the rain comes from? Well, from the sky, but you know what happens? The clouds. You know how, like, when you have a sponge, maybe you use a sponge in the bathtub, or mommy uses a sponge in the sink to do the dishes, and she gets it all soapy and everything. Have you ever squeezed a sponge and then all the water just drips out? It's kind of fun to play with. Maybe mommy could give you a sponge in the bathtub, and you could, like a brand new clean one, and you could play with it in the bathtub. You get it in the water, and that sponge is going to soak up all, because it's porous, and it's going to soak up all of the water, and then you could go and squeeze it, and then all the water is going to drip out. That's what a cloud does. A cloud collects all that water, all the water that's like in the air, and then what it does is, when it gets too heavy, when the cloud can't hold any more water, it's like the cloud gets squeezed and all the water comes out of the cloud. And then it rains. That's how we get the rain that comes out of the clouds. It's the water cycle. That's what happens. The water gets into the clouds, and then the clouds have to squeeze themselves, almost like give themselves a big hug, and all of that water will come out of it. Now, let's look. Is there any more ice in there? No, because it melted. Because the hot water melted the cold water, and now this water is not that hot anymore. Now I could stick my finger in it. Before, if I stick my finger in this one, it's too hot. It'll burn my finger. But this one now is not so hot because now it's lukewarm. It's lukewarm, so you could touch this one without it burning you. But this one is regular, this one is cold, and this one, and these, what kind of water is this kind? Ice. It's solid because it's what? It's ice. That's right, it's ice. So now, would you want to drink the water that's in the ocean? No, because it's what? It's too salty. It's too salty. But you could drink it from either like the river or the pond, or there's something called a stream. Say that. A stream. A stream is like a little tiny body of water that just kind of goes, and it's just really slow, and sometimes it runs fast, but the stream is like a little body of water, and you could get water from that. If you're really out, maybe out camping or something, you could get water from the stream, and you could drink that too, and that would be delicious because it is not going to be salty, or like a lake. You could go swimming in a lake, and it's not going to be salty in your mouth if you get some in your mouth. Now, you're not going to want to get a cup and drink out of a lake. Blech, that's yucky. But if you did get it in your mouth, it's not going to be salty like the ocean, because that water's different. Because sometimes you could say, if you went to a store and you wanted to buy some fish, sometimes you would get some, they would say, do you want saltwater fish or regular water fish? Because some have to live in the salt water like the ocean, and some could live in the regular water like a pond or a stream or a river. Now, in your house, you could go in your kitchen or your bathroom and get some water. Where would you get the water from if you were there, not in the refrigerator, but where? In the what? Bathtub. Well, where would it come out in at the bathtub? The stream. Well, no, it goes down the drain, but you know what that's called when you turn those knobs and out comes the water? You know what that's called? The faucet. Say the faucet. The faucet, yes. The faucet is that part that comes out over the sink where the water comes out in the kitchen where mommy's doing the dishes. You could get water from that. Or when you're in the bathtub and the water's coming out and then mommy has to turn it off so it doesn't get too high when the bubbles are getting higher and higher and higher. Those are all called the faucet. What's it called? Faucet. So those are all ways that you can get your water from, either the faucet or out of your refrigerator if you have it, or you could drink the other waters from those different places like the stream, but you'd want to make it filtered so that you could drink that. But you could also drink or eat this too, this solid, what is this called? Ice. Ice. And what happens to the water when it just disappears? What's it doing? It's evaporating. Isn't it fun to learn about water? You just thought, Mrs. Stewart, you're going to talk to us about water, but there's fun facts about water. This was a fun lesson. I hope you enjoyed it too.